All right, let's see. Let's see if this works. I think we got one live stream going. That's a good sign. Now the question is the horizontal one gonna work? Did last night. Roger, good to see you. Defin, looks good. All right, can you hear me at least? Chadwick, yo. What up? All right, let me check on the back end. It can't be working. There's got to be something broken. Got to be something broken. Oh, we got 2 live streams going. Horizontal, let's go. It worked. Finally. Am I live on X? Can't be live on X. Can't be live on X. Oh, I am. Wow. Okay. Well, it's never that easy. Okay. Awesome. Good to see everyone. Roger, Crypto Clay. All right. A lot to talk about today. Do you think the ETF filing influenced the SEC's decision to appeal? It could have. It shouldn't have, but it definitely could have. And I just want to make sure I know which chat is coming in. I think I'm seeing the chat right now from the horizontal. Good to see everyone this morning. Yeah. You were live on X? Perfect. Yeah, a couple big things we have to go over right now. There's definitely a lot of uncertainty on what the SEC is actually even appealing. So that's going to be one of the biggest things we look into here is like, what is the SEC actually appealing? So we're definitely going to have to take a look at that. What's up with all the test videos, Galicio? So when I went live this morning, things weren't falling apart like they normally are. I'm doing a new streaming software that should allow me to do some cool new things here. So if anyone's not subscribed, if you could subscribe, it might show off some things. I think it should have some nice little widgets for donations and stuff, so stuff pops up on the screen. Just trying to add some more things to make the live streams better. And yeah, let me tell you, the one funny thing about going live is you never know what's going to happen until you go live. So everything can work perfect in the tests, and then you go live, and it's just like, all right, well, all that's out the door. Yeah, FLR did make a pretty good move. Chadwick, good to see you. Roger, looks like my chat feature isn't working yet, but that's not the end of the world. I think I can see most of you guys. I just can't see vertical and horizontal chat at the same time. But we will take the wins as they come. Yeah, so we're going to jump into what a lot of the people like Jeremy Hogan are saying about all this. There's definitely some great commentary on X right now involving this. I want to make sure that everything's going all right on the live stream. It looks like it's going good. Keith, good to see you. So it says I have 415 right now. Viewer, let me know in the comment section real quick. I'm curious. Are you watching on the vertical or are you watching on the horizontal? I'm curious where most people are coming from. It looks like we got... Okay, so... Okay, now I can see all chats. Now I can see all chats across horizontal and vertical. So all the chats should be coming in there. So that solves that. Nice. Okay. Very good. Okay, cool. Now I can see him. Oh, a lot of people on vertical. Cool. All right, guys, make sure to take a quick second, drop a like on the stream. We'll jump into it now. If you guys saw my desk right now and the amount of things going on, you'd be horrified. But that's cool. We can do horizontal and vertical live streams now. Watch on whatever you guys want. Watch on whatever you guys prefer. Watch on whatever you guys prefer. That's the whole purpose of this. We used to do car live streams, and I used to go vertical, and it seems like a lot of people, for whatever reason, like that vertical live stream. So, and I also know the vertical live stream shows up in shorts a little bit better. So, just wanted to have a couple different ways to do it. Too much white on the desktop. What do you mean? Sooner. Too good. Taylor, good morning. Good to see you. Yeah, my overall assumption is that this isn't going to slow down. This isn't going to slow down anything like price appreciation. I know a lot of people are worried about that. I think we would have been there sooner, but I don't think XRP is going to miss out on a bull market or anything like that. Switch to wide? Yeah, no, pick whatever is best for you. That's the whole purpose of this. I know a lot of people, for whatever reason, like one or the other, so. Yeah, the view is always, it's meant for vertical, so it's always going to look a little better on vertical. I mean, it's meant for horizontal. It's always going to look a little better on horizontal. Yeah, so one of the big questions right now that's being asked is what the SEC is actually even appealing. We don't know that yet. Technically, the SEC could just be going for an increased fine. I personally think they're going to be going after programmatic sales. The appeal really can't be rejected. It could be, the court could find that it has no merit, but to be completely honest with you, the appeal definitely does have merit. Like, the appeal makes as insane as we think the appeal is, the SEC does have the right to appeal. So I don't think the appeal has merit personally, but the SEC, like from a court's perspective, it definitely does have merit. So I think there's a much better chance of two things. Like the two holy grail things that could happen would be, one, we could be in a scenario in which the SEC actually decides to use this as a strategy to force Ripple into a settlement. I think that's option one. I don't know what that settlement would look like. I'm not too worried about any settlement now, is because XRP is not a security. So the SEC could be trying to force Ripple into a settlement. That's going to be one of the potential scenarios. The other potential scenario at hand here, the other scenario at hand would be, I totally lost my train of thought there. I was reading another chat. Trump comes in, replaces Gary Gensler, and there's a removal of the appeal. So the next big dates are going to be in 14 days when we actually find out what the appeal is. Deefin, that's a great question. Deefin asks a very good question here, and unfortunately, it doesn't look. I should be able to put questions on the screen. I'm gonna be a little slow to figuring some of this out, but I should be able to put questions on the screen. I don't know how to do it yet, but Deefin's question here is, let me find it. Can you tell me, like I'm 5, what is the difference between programmatic and secondary sales? So I'm probably not going to get this perfect, but programmatic sales are a form of secondary sales. So here's the issue. The judge can't come out and say all secondary sales are not securities, Deefin, because say today I decided I was going to make this promise. If you buy my XRP right now, I promise in 5 months, I am going to give you that XRP at a higher price. That would be a secondary sale that I structured like a security. So the judge couldn't come out and say secondary market transactions of XRP are not securities, because you can structure the transaction however that transaction, you want the transaction to be structured. So the judge made it pretty clear. She's like, okay, well, I don't think XRP itself is a security, but the judge can't come out and say no secondary market transactions, all of those are cleared, because you don't know if they all are cleared. No one knows what the structure is on the other side of that. So, Halls Balls, good to see you, man. We love to have you here. Halls Balls, it is more important than ever now that we get your guy Trump in the White House. So, something to take note of. It was, I think it was already pretty important that Trump won this for crypto, but obviously the SEC had no plans of listening to whatever kind of pivot we had on crypto. Hey, Mickle, do you think the bullish price structure we have built in the last weeks is in danger? Yeah, we can take a look at the chart. I don't think it really is in too much danger, but, and forgive me, guys, this is one of those things that could create some issues. So, let's see if I can pull this off. So I should be able to go like this, and then I should be able to go to my screen share, and I should be able to share a chart. Okay. Not perfect. We'll clean this up in time, but I'm sure it's semi-sufficient, right? So I want to re-overlap these so I am over the corner of the chart, but you guys should be able to see that chart all right. Looks all right. Okay, cool. Well, I'll fix that in the future. I'll make that wider and stuff so it takes up more of the screen. Okay. So if we take a look at the chart right now, and I guess we can get rid of this October date, which is a disappointment. We're still well within the end of this consolidation pattern. We've came down and touched this thing a lot at the bottom, and we really have never had anything overly negative come out of it. So I'm not that concerned about XRP falling out of this thing or anything like that. Oh, there we go. It's filling out the screen a little more. So XRP as of now is still well within this thing, and that's the good news. I have a feeling today we'll probably see this thing wick back up and get trapped back within here, and it's almost going to be as if we're just back in the normal trend, which is good. The bad thing would have been if last night this appeal happened and XRP really started crashing out of here. That would have been like the real negative thing, but it looks like for the most part we were able to avoid that, and XRP is holding on pretty well, all things considered. So that is good news to see. I didn't know how XRP was going to react to that. So I mean, obviously not. No one knows how any of this stuff is going to react, but that was a little piece of good news there. Okay, so now my screen is properly overlapped there, and I think we probably want my picture a little smaller here. So let me see if I can do that real quick. Probably want my picture a little smaller, and we want the screen share. I would imagine we probably want that a little bigger. So let me see if I can do that for you guys. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty good. Cool. A little smaller. Nice. Nice. On the spot fixes here. And then on the vertical's a little messed up, but I can fix the vertical real quick here. So there's going to be video feed. Gotta take that. I got enough. Cool. Smash the like button. Yeah, really appreciate that, guys. Really appreciate that. As you can see, I don't think there's anything overly concerning on this XRP price chart right now. I was a little worried last night. I was like, all right, let's see what this crash looks like, man. Like, let's hope like this thing doesn't get overly extended to the downside. But it seems like for the most part, we're already getting caught here. So that's the really good news. We're already kind of catching support down here. And we just want to see XRP hold up. I have a feeling it will. Oh, jobless claims. Hold up. Let's see if this works. Come on.
Need rate cuts. Here we go. The data should be hitting the wires momentarily. Joe, we're expecting a number around 221,000. It's a bit higher. Initial claims 225,000. Slightly revised last week from 218 to 219,000. And believe it or not, as well behaved as 225,000 is, it is the second highest of the month. It compares to the first week when we were at 231,000. And we do see 17 consecutive weeks above 1.8 million in continuing claims. Pretty darn close to expectations. 1,826,000. Subtle revision in the rearview mirror to last week. And we see that yields are largely unaffected by these numbers. Listen, whether you're looking at JOLTS, which improved, and even the chairman was quite well spoken at his last Q&A, pointing out that overall, the economy's pretty solid, and the labor market may be slowing, but it's certainly not slow, and they're going to do their best to hold the economy in a solid place. I understand all that. We could question the easing. It's not about what we want the Fed to do. It's about what the Fed will do. We still have a litany of economic releases to go today. And of course, we're going to start to see some better metrics on the service side. But in front of tomorrow's big jobs report and in the rearview mirror ADP, it certainly looks like the game is going to be about yields to the upside. We've gone from a 2-year low yield close in twos to now a 4-week high should we close where we're currently trading right around 365. And if you look at 10s, they're hovering around 380. That's up a couple on the session. If they were to close here, it would be exactly a 1-month high yield close. And that's after coming off of a 15-month low yield close. So things have turned. The dollar index has been a tough one, Joe. A lot of my trading buddies have had a lot of stops triggered. My technicals really looked last week for that close under 100.5 to have some follow through. Be very careful here. It's better to have small loss on the dollar index without any clear violation of 100. All other abilities to be short are just kind of getting in a bit too early. Back to you.
Okay. All right. Good rundown, Rick. Thank you.
Joining us right now for more on the jobless claims, the economy as we head into the election, and a look ahead to tomorrow's big Labor Department report is Lindsay Owens, Executive Director at Groundwork Collaborative. Also, Joe Livornia, who is Chief Economist at SMBC Nikko Securities America. Okay, so let's start this out, you two. What do we think of this? What do we think of what we heard from ADP? And what do we anticipate tomorrow? Lindsay, you first.
Yeah, I think we're going to see hopefully good news tomorrow, sticking right around 4.2%. But I love to interpret today's numbers and hopefully tomorrow's numbers in light of Powell's remarks on Monday, where he said something pretty extraordinary, which was that he did not think that bringing inflation down to his 2% target would require any more deterioration or softening or cooling in the labor market. And it's worth taking stock of that because for years now, we've heard the opposite, right? We've heard many people on the left, on the right, folks who've come on this show say that we'd need to see unemployment at 5%, 6% to get inflation down to that 2% number. And we don't often have a chance to kind of sit back and think about whether or not we got it right. And I think it's important to realize that we never had to choose. We could have a good set of stable prices, a good inflation print, and a healthy and strong labor market. And that's really what we're seeing right now.
Joe, you think this continues?
The claims numbers are low, Becky, because the recipiency rate is about 10% below its historical average. In other words, people are not taking up jobless claims for a variety of reasons. It could be the fact that their benefits have expired from previous usage. It could be the fact that if you have severance, you can't file. So I don't think claims are a very good proxy. Consumers' assessment of the labor market is terrible. You saw the labor differential in the Conference Board suggests that the unemployment rate will continue to rise. That, to me, is the most important part of tomorrow's report, and we expect the rate to go up.
Well, I would think that Powell is watching that pretty closely, too. I mean, the ADP was better than expected,
yes,
but they're cutting for a reason.
They're cutting for a reason.
Said, why are you cutting 50 basis points if everything's
so they're cutting? Well, that's exactly right. They're cutting for two reasons. One is that they, meaning the Fed, thinks that the funds rate is way above neutral, or where it should be in an even state. That's one factor. The other factor is if you look at the 3-month rate of change, or 3-month moving average on headline or private X healthcare, whatever metric you want, it's clear the labor market is downshifting. And they want to get ahead of it by cutting rates so as to stabilize things. Ultimately, I don't think they'll be successful, but I understand their logic.
Why don't you think they'll be successful?
Because the history of soft landings isn't very good. And we've got a housing market, a residential housing market that's totally frozen, and yet we continue to make cyclical highs in residential employment. Now, that may get a boost from the rebuilding of the Southeast corridor, but the...
All right, that's interesting. So at least we know our big numbers now. So tomorrow we're going to get unemployment. And the reason why unemployment is going to be a big number is because right now the Federal Reserve is cutting interest rates to stop unemployment. The economy hasn't slowed down yet, but it seems like a lot of the big corporations haven't slowed down because of the high interest rates. So we're still getting good numbers from the big corporations. But on the other side of that, the Federal Reserve has kind of squeezed the smaller people. So it looks like there's a lot of joblessness in the middle class, or at least the start of that. So the Federal Reserve is cutting rates to stop that, which means that, in my opinion, we could be in a scenario in which the stock market and the markets continue to go up, even if on the other side of that, obviously, it's those rate cuts happening. Grenwell departure, yeah, that was wild that guy left the SEC and then immediately we see that appeal. I was wondering, are we going to see Gary Gensler step down today? Maybe that's overly hopeful, but I was kind of thinking, like, in the same way, like Jay Clayton filed the case and is on his way out the door. Are we going to see that same thing? If we did see Gary Gensler step down, I feel like it would be today. Guys, appreciate you all being here so much. Make sure to take a quick second, drop a like on the stream. Super, super helpful in making sure more and more people see these live streams. So thank you so much to everyone doing that. Super, super, super helpful. You guys are the best. I'm all good. Glad. Yeah, I'm not concerned about the appeal. Look, the SEC is let's get into some of that because we really haven't talked about that yet. And I know obviously it's going to be a lot of people's minds. My arms are dead. My arms are dead right now. I worked out this morning and every single time I go to touch my computer, I feel my arms cramping. DG stepping down is super bullish. We don't know if he's going to step down. I'm just saying it would be on par for him to step down immediately after this appeal was filed. That's essentially what they've been doing. Oh, there's definitely increased scrutiny on the SEC. Definitely. That's something that's something that's going on for sure right now. I'm surprised they let it happen. Going to Jeremy Hogan's tweet. Jeremy Hogan probably has the most important tweet breaking down what to expect. Jeremy Hogan's always been very accurate in all the things he's said.
You and I are doing well. That's when the economy does.
Gotta mute first. Okay.
The vice chair of the Fed
What?
said,
I muted. Stop talking. All right. Have to completely pause. There we go. All right. So this is what Jeremy Hogan said. He said initial thoughts on SEC appeal. Big mistake by the SEC. So that's already interesting, right? Big mistake by the SEC. It will appeal the programmatic sales ruling, and if it wins, it will get more money from Ripple and have protected no one. If Ripple raises its blue sky law issue and it wins, the SEC's ability to regulate the entire crypto space is essentially destroyed. Not a good calculation of risk by the SEC. The SEC would make a poor stock trader. That's funny. This is an appeal by right, not like the SEC's last appeal, so the judge can't reject the appeal. We talked about that earlier. The SEC is very likely to lose, both statistically and based on the fact-heavy way that the judge wrote her opinion. 4. Even if the SEC were to win on appeal, it is very, very likely just a matter of money. Nothing would change as to XRP as it's used by Ripple, so they'll get more money. Paul Barron, good to see you, man. Possible big ETF update on Friday. Do you know something here, Paul? That's a bit of a cryptic message right there. Appreciate you being here, brother. And excited to come on the show next Monday. Obviously, I was hoping we would be talking about how this case didn't get appealed, but the exchange possible big ETF announcement on Friday. What do you got for us, Paul? So it sounds like you might know something. 5, a ruling from the appellate court. A ruling from the appellate court won't happen until late 2025, early 2026. That's the no fun part. I refuse to believe that Attorney Grenwell announcing that he is leaving the SEC the same day the appeal is filed is just by chance, but I'm kooky like that. Obviously poking fun at I don't know, it's just saying that, whatever. The SEC's only hope of this being over soon is that there's new leadership at the SEC if Trump becomes president again. I am humbly accept the role of director of enforcement and refocus the agency on protecting you from scams, fraud, and thieves. So, great post there by Jeremy Hogan. I think he did miss something at the end. I think there is a possibility that this was done as leverage by the SEC. So I don't think it's impossible that we see a settlement. The SEC might said, okay, well, we didn't get anything we wanted. Let's appeal and then try to get together after and force Ripple to do something that we want. I don't think that's out of the question, especially if the calculation on the SEC actually going through this appeal is as bad as Jeremy Hogan thinks so. I am dying to know what Paul Barron's got here. If we get another big ETF announcement, guys, we could flip this price action right around and we could be heading in the other direction pretty quickly. That's really what we need. That's really what we would like to see. We would love to see some kind of announcement to flip us around. As we talked about earlier, we're kind of sitting at that sketchy zone at the bottom of the consolidation pattern, but we could get out of that pretty quickly with some bullish news. Guys, make sure to take a quick second and drop a like on the stream. This is going way better than I thought it was going to. The first time we got the horizontal and vertical stream at the same time. Looks like we got close to 600 people on YouTube, which is fantastic, and maybe another number 800-ish over on X. So really cool to see that. Got over 1,400 people. I thought about going live on TikTok, but I was like, I was worried who we might bring into these things. And one of the things I love about our live streams is just like how professional everyone is, how encouraging everyone is. Like the fact that we're here the day after the appeal and everyone is like, just F the SEC, we're going to be fine, we're going to win this. I mean, I absolutely love that mentality. And I think it shows that like people are going to be shaken out because of this, and that's upsetting to me. But more importantly, I know for a fact most of the people watching this live stream will not be shaken out. So that's one of the things I like to see. I hate watching people lose confidence because of like the SEC just being the SEC, right? Like it has nothing to do with XRP. It has nothing to do with Ripple. This is a political hack job, and that's what we're faced with. And I'm glad people are here for the fight rather than scared of what's on the other side. Maybe play some tunes? Drinking a rum and coke. It's not a rum and coke, although I'm just gonna start saying it's a rum. Yeah, it's a rum and coke. It's a nice tall glass of whiskey. I'm just gonna buy into it from now on. It's too good at this point. That's what I'm doing every morning. Start out with a glass, and then by my videos later tonight, I just have no idea what's happening. Does Cobb play music throughout the live stream? Like, I feel like that would be massively distracting to like what's happening on like CNBC and all the other. We're gonna wait on incorporating music. We're just happy that the live stream's working right now. I don't know what Paul Barron has on the ETF announcement. The first time Paul Barron showed up on the live stream, I was like, I don't even know if that's the real Paul Barron. It is the real Paul Barron. He shows up, he'll make his comment, and then he'll dip. But I'll be on Paul Barron's show next week. Should be exciting. Shouldn't drink whiskey after a workout. Guys, just so you know, I am not drinking alcohol. This is cold brew. Like, this is like how I wake up at 5 a.m. and still have energy to make a video at 6 p.m. Like, I used to be a big Celsius guy, so I used to have Celsius running through my veins, and I was like, oh man, there's no way this is good for me. Ha! Love that, Lauret. Rum and coke post arm workout will give you big arms. Trust me, bro. I don't know if I agree with that, but I'll jump on board. I like the confidence in how you said it. Fired me up a bit. Get that copyright strike, Coke, because there's no such thing. Yeah. You guys are awesome. Oh, awesome. There we go. There's our little sub thing. Yeah, whenever you get a new subscriber, whenever you get a new donation, it should track. You should get a little notification on screen, and it'll also track the most recent activity in that thing at the top. So if you're watching, you want to test that out for me, make sure everything's looking good, make sure to do that. I got to make it so it's like a funny little like Mickle thing too. Because right now it's just that little guy jumping up and down. I'm a big Red Bull and vodka guy. I'm actually not. I do like Red Bull and vodka. Oh, Danny, you quit drinking 55 days ago. Congratulations. That's awesome. Roger, I definitely was a big Red Bull and vodka guy for the Cape Canaveral trip. Absolutely. But that was more of a one-time thing. Okay, if the vodka Red Bulls are $6 like they were at that place, then I'll be a big vodka Red Bull guy. But here in the Northeast, that's an $18 drink, so I don't drink those. In Florida, I'll be a big vodka Red Bull guy. Crypto Clay. Oh man, that is one of the funniest. Wow, give 50 memberships. That's crazy. That is a hilarious comment. Who just said that? Crypto Clay said, I don't trust people who don't drink. Crypto Clay, it's just so funny because like there's so many people who would say the exact opposite. So it's just so funny you'd come out and say that. I don't trust people who don't drink. I understand why some people don't drink. Let's put it that way. I understand why some people don't drink. There's some people who shouldn't drink. Me personally, like I know most people don't care, but like I can't even like I don't think I have the ability to be an alcoholic. Like I don't like drinking enough. Like I like going out on like a Saturday night and hang out with people and having some drinks, but I just don't like drinking enough. It bogs me down too much. I like to be fast paced. I like to be moving. Oh, did the video drop of me talking at the Digital Fusion Summit? Did that drop? I need to see that. Laura, did you see that? I was so nervous getting up there. I'm glad it went well. Where'd you see that? That must be circulating somewhere. Let me see if I can find that. That Digital Fusion event was a blast, man. They killed it. Jake always kills it on stuff like that. Crypto Clay doesn't trust people who do drink, but he says he shouldn't drink. Oh, love that, Crypto Clay. Love having you here. I want to see what Lauren says about that video. I'd love to see that video. Nothing overly exciting happening on the XRP price chart right now. Nothing overly exciting happening on the news either. I'm glad we were able to catch that jobs drop. The big jobs number happened tomorrow. Searching through the news. Let me check our... Ed sent this over. Oh. Laura, if no Mickle. Oh. Duh, just it's tying the username to the face. Yeah, I got you, brother. That's funny. It's one thing to do names to faces, which is already can be difficult, but then when you have to go username to actual name to face, that's when it gets difficult. That's one of the things people always come up to me and they're like, "Oh, my username is this," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know that was you." But then to go back and then retie that together. Jason, good to see you. Pleasure. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, if you're looking to buy cheap XRP, let me tell you, there's a lot of people getting shaken out right now, and to me, it doesn't change anything for XRP. So I don't know. Some people obviously are going to be more impacted by this than others, but I am more confident than I've been. Oh, good. Defend. Let me see what we're. Oh, thank you for this, Defen. Thank you. Interest rates coming down pretty substantially in Europe. There's a global change in liquidity.
It's kind of cool.
Oh, this is why I need a second laptop, because the mute button on seeing. I don't know how that works. Whatever. Here we go. This is global interest rates, or interest rates in Europe, coming down over the past 4 months from about 4.7 now to down to mid threes. So interest rates coming down globally. We saw China is looking to inject some liquidity as well. So it seems like there's a big pivot happening right now all over the world, where it's crazy. The entire world is easing at like the same exact time, which is super interesting. XRP still holding up. XRP Unleashed will have a bigger impact when it drops now due to the appeal. Yeah, if you are excited about XRP Unleashed, make sure to let them know too. I think they're getting everything ready for that right now, and all the support you can, they'll definitely appreciate. Yeah, the appeal was definitely good for XRP Unleashed. Very good. Guys, make sure to take a quick second, drop a like on this stream. If you're new here, would appreciate you coming more. Would love to have you subscribed. We do these live streams every weekday. They're a ton of fun. We break down everything going on in the market that you need to know about. Yeah, really appreciate you guys for stopping by. And let's see what else we got in the news here. It looks like the SEC, it looks like Ripple's still debating whether to cross appeal or not. I think it's like 100% that Ripple's going to cross appeal. I don't know why they wouldn't. It's kind of an easy decision in my eyes on whether to cross appeal. This is a good tweet by Brad Garlinghouse. I think Brad has been a fantastic leader throughout this entire thing. Brad said, "I'm not surprised. I'm pissed. I'm pissed that the SEC is spending our taxpayer money on a losing battle. I'm pissed that they were able to act without reason or recourse or consequence. Regardless, we will prevail for Ripple, for the XRP army, and for the entire cryptocurrency industry." So great little post by Brad there. What am I missing? I'm missing something. Yeah, no, Jake's awesome. Yeah, he did throw the corruption word out there. Yeah, we're so lucky to have Brad, man. There are a lot of CEOs who would have just packed it up and said, "Yeah, no, I'm out," but I've never been more confident that Brad's going to see this thing through. And he'll be on the right side of this. I know he will. The good guys always end up on the right side. And I don't know, I think sometimes, like, is this that last little thing? Is this that last little shakeout? That last little punch in the mouth to make people lose confidence? Nice. I'm glad everything looks good. Taylor, I was literally just looking at that. I was literally just reading that. And it was funny. It was like, so take a look at this. This is interesting. And I don't know anything more. And if anyone has any insight on what specific digital assets are going to be on here, I would love to know. But Swift just put out a post specifically and said, exciting news. Starting next year, financial institutions from around the world.
Curse.com.
What?
Trying to use.
All right, let's get to Dom too. He's got to look at some.
It's muted. How are you doing this? Volume is off. CNBC is trying to ruin me. Sorry. Swift, exciting news. Starting next year, financial institutions from around the world will start trialing live digital assets and cryptocurrency transactions on the Swift network. This marks an important milestone in our journey to enable banks to transact interchangeably across both existing and emerging assets in cryptocurrency types using their current connection to Swift. So this is interesting. Now, there is someone right here. There is someone coming out and saying, this is the real damage by the SEC lawsuit against Ripple. But like, Swift isn't releasing their own cryptocurrency. So to me, it just looks like there's still a possibility that Ripple and XRP could be all over this. No, it doesn't have to do with Chainlink. Chainlink is just a data provider. So Chainlink is just bringing in the data. It still comes down to what cryptocurrency they're going to use to actually move the money. We don't know that yet. My prediction is that it's not going to be Ethereum. And if it's not Ethereum, the question is it Bitcoin? And if it's not Bitcoin, I mean, I don't think any of this pulls away from the possibility that XRP could still be very much involved, because Swift doesn't have their own cryptocurrency. They're going to rely on a public cryptocurrency. So this is all good for that, I believe. We got to see what is actually allowed on the network, but I have a hard time believing that XRP will be left out of that. 2 streams, why? Because it shows up in different places soon. Soon crypto. So the last couple days, so if I take a look at the numbers right here soon, normally we have like 300-ish people on YouTube, but now because we have the vertical and horizontal, we're putting in new people on the vertical live stream. So it just brings more people into the vertical live or into the live stream. It shows up in some different places. My become a member button is gone. It should be there. It might just because you're on vertical. Let me take a look.
I mean, it's
yeah, it should be right. It should be a join button. It should say join right next to the let me see if I can pull this up. Get a little inception going.
Like, it used to cost millions to advertise on TV.
I appreciate you looking out for that as well. Obviously, very appreciative to everyone who is a member on the channel. And I should be able to show you real quick here. Let's see if I can actually figure it out. Yeah, here we go. And I think I have to oh, so this has to be I have to go to this other scene. Okay. Yeah, so if this is a stream on YouTube, it's right here, right next to subscribe, or right next to my name. It says join here. That's where you can actually get that done. Really appreciate anyone who comes over there, but that's how you do it if you are interested in doing that. So thank you very much to all the members, and we will definitely get more member live streams going here in the near future. Just trying to figure out how to even run a live stream right now. Can't find it anywhere? Finally getting live notification. They'll do anything to try to stop an XRP channel from live streaming. Solana breaks? Did Solana what's going on with Solana? Is there news on Solana right now? Oh, it is broken in the past. Oh, yeah. Okay. I thought you meant something new was happening. Interesting tweet here by Sherry. I want to bring this up. This is talking about the SEC. Here we go. Love getting these lawyer opinions. Seems like not a lot of them think things look good for the SEC, which good for us. Very good for us, but something to keep in mind here. All right, take a look at this.
It revised lower.
CNBC is the bane of my existence right now. We are just going to give up on CNBC. Jim Cramer's on and no one wants to see Jim Cramer. Okay, here we go. I believe it is time for me to explain something I have been saying in the random comment sections pertaining to the reason the SEC might need to appeal the ruling in the Ripple case. If the SEC does not appeal, then it could harm their other cryptocurrency endeavors. While programmatic sales are not secondary market sales, there is almost a reverse psychology argument here in which Judge Torres has determined. What everyone needs to understand is secondary markets were never litigated in the Ripple case. As for the Binance case, the SEC's revision on their portion regarding the inherent nature of the cryptocurrency does not benefit Ripple. In my opinion, it shows the genuine or the genius of Judge Torres, since she figured it out first as a means to support her breaking down the difference in sales. If Binance and Coinbase lawyers were smart, they would spin the reverse on what Judge Torres actually said in order to support their stance that secondary sales aren't securities, and therefore nullify the SEC's allegations on the subject. The SEC is really stuck and then between a rock and a hard place. So what Sherry is essentially saying here is Judge Torres didn't say that secondary market transactions were securities, and she couldn't. But by saying the asset itself is not a security, and by pointing out that all these different transactions are not securities, you can kind of make an argument that most of the exchanges were not engaging in securities behavior according to the ruling on Judge Torres' side. So this was a big issue for the SEC because now they're in these cases against exchanges and they kind of can't walk themselves out of it. Now, my projection was always that the SEC didn't need to walk themselves out of it because they were better off just trying to win the cases against the exchanges rather than trying to win the case against XRP. Looks like we got another interesting video of Stuart Alderati here. I'm about to queue up. I will get that on in a minute. Ripple partners with Mercado Bitcoin Exchange. That's funny. Oh, two interesting things here are about to drop on the screen. Okay, this is cool. All right, two interesting things. Hold up. All right. Here we go. All right, so we'll start with this because this is just kind of funny. For those of you who don't know, Mercado Libre, it's one of the biggest e-commerce platforms in Brazil. Mercado Bitcoin to offer business-managed end-to-end payments using Ripple or XRP. So I thought this was pretty interesting. It's a Bitcoin platform using XRP because the money moves faster and more efficient. So pretty interesting thing here. Nice little announcement, especially on the backs of what we've seen in terms of the SEC. This other thing I wanted to watch was actually Stuart Alderati talking about Kamala Harris. Let's see what he has to say here. I think this is him kind of talking in a good way about the Biden administration, which is clearly going to be a little bit of a slap in the face considering what we just saw. Let's take a look at this.
Both with the Republicans and the Democrats. We showed up at the RNC convention. We showed up at the DNC convention. We have met with the Trump campaign. We have met with the Harris campaign. Trump clearly, and the RNC clearly, has been very vocal. You look at their platform statement from their convention, 16 pages, one paragraph, clearly on crypto, saying we're going to stop the U.S. war on crypto and make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world. The Harris campaign has not been so public, but privately, they have said that they are interested in hitting the reset button. So I do think that policy comes first. The policymakers in this country have to remove the impetus for unelected bureaucrats who are running these regulatory agencies to create policy through enforcement.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely is an older video. Trump is an idiot. Love XRP. Well, we don't need Trump. Well, we obviously do need Trump to a certain degree, or else we're not getting out of this case. You can think anything you want about Trump, but there's absolutely zero chance that at this point we're going to see anything change unless there's a change in the administration. And right now, the only chance of having a change in the administration is Trump. So, okay, to join the Mickle Mafia, you need to go into the description or hit more, and then the option comes up in the description. And Dave Nelson, I really appreciate you figuring that out, man. You don't get any benefit from it yourself, so the fact that you go out of your way to show other people how to get that done, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. So you need to hit more, and then the option comes up in the description. I'm telling you, they'll do anything. They'll do anything to stop this movement. Okay, Defin, I appreciate this chart you just sent over. Take a look at it. Peaceful Gamer, good morning. If you're a single issue voter, Trump is the only choice. I agree with that. If you're single issue, absolutely. If you've got look, man, I always tell people, like, if you're single issue, I don't know how you could not be voting Trump. If you're not voting Trump, then you can't be single issue. Then you're not just you have to not be single issue. You cannot be a single issue voter when it comes to crypto and vote for Kamala. Like, it just cannot happen. It doesn't, or you need to do more research on the positions. If you're not a single issue voter, look, that's perfectly fine. I don't expect anyone to change their perspective on the world because I prioritize cryptocurrency a lot, right? Like, I'm not asking anyone to do that. I'm just saying if your priority is cryptocurrency, there's only one choice. And I firmly believe that. Thanks to good old Gary, just bought 2001 more XRP. I love the one. Get that extra XRP in there. That's a great little. That's awesome. No, good for you. I topped off my bags late last night, and I'll add more as this continues to stretch on. I mean, to me, nothing changes in terms of the asset. Let's take a look at this. Thanks for this, Defin. XP Market, good to see you. Great to see you, XP Market. Pleasure to have you here. Looks like we have some more stuff to fight through, XP Market, but I'm sure we'll make it. I'm sure we'll make it. Thanks for stopping by. We always appreciate you in the chat. And guys, make sure if you haven't done this already, make sure you do have XP Market bookmarked. Actually, there is an exciting development on the XP Market side. I do want to cover this real quickly because I'm excited about it. I want to pull this up. I want to pull this up real quick. Farming is live. So you can now farm your XP token. So you'll be able to delegate your XPM token and actually farm rewards on the XP market. So this is almost like, so this is a lot easier than using an AMM. This is more of just delegating your XPM token to a pool and you just receiving yield on the other side. So this is a very interesting opportunity. XP Market is one of the first people I've really seen doing this on the XRP ledger. So if you are a holder of the XPM token or you want to be, I would check this out. XP Market is not a sponsor of the channel, but they have always come here. XP Market has always come here and been fantastic to our community. And out of all the dApps and stuff I've used, XP Market's always been one of my favorites. So I just want to give them a shout out. This is a cool new thing that I will certainly be participating in. I was actually been so busy. I meant to do this announcement when it went live. I totally missed the that it's already live, but I will be participating here. I will be participating here. Let's jump into this real quick. This is that this is some of those technicals we wanted to take a quick look at. And let me just check the pre-market real quick, make sure I'm not missing anything. Looks like Bitcoin's coming down. Whole market's coming down a bit. I'm curious what that XRP news Friday is going to be. Interesting seeing Bitcoin come down. Meanwhile, Swift is turning on XRP or cryptocurrency cross-border payments. I mean, talk about a change in the entire perception around cryptocurrency. All right, let's take a look at these technical charts. Yeah, Flare did break out. Yeah, Flare's creating a nice little bottoming formation. We can take a look at that in a second. We'll take a look at the dollar. Guys, make sure to take a quick second. Drop a like on the stream. You might have to exit out of the live chat. You might have to do something, but make sure to drop that like on the stream. Really, really helpful in making sure more people see this. So thank you everyone to do that. If you're on X, drop a retweet. Guys, I'm taking a look at some of the people we're up against on X right now in terms of our live stream. And we're right up there with some pretty big people. We got 1,500 people in here on X. Everyone above me right now has like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. So really appreciate you guys all being here, especially the people watching over on X. Very cool. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anthony Fisher, I don't know how to comment to that, but I will let you do you, man. All right, technically on the daily, XRP looks all right, respecting the bottom range currently. Sophisticated, no, RSI and Stochastic RSI and RSI in the same point as if they were August 5th. We rallied 50% off the lows. If we repeat, XRP would see 76 cents sometime next week. Feels impossible right now, but that's what happened last time. All right. So big rally, interesting. Sometime next week. Maybe that has something to do with that ETF news. Has Blockchain Backer put out anything? Blockchain Backer put out anything? He said there will be an XRP video today. All right, he's probably got to wait for the technicals to play out a little bit more. Unlike me, I'll just get up here and start babbling. What do we got here? Chadwick said Mickle Mafia, we're strong group. Absolutely, very strong group. BTC bouncing off 60 here a little. Let me take a look at Bitcoin. Looks like XRP is bouncing a little bit too. It's trying to hold the bottom. Looks like Bitcoin's controlling the market for the most part. It doesn't look like, it looks like most of the shakeout in terms of that appeal it is kind of already in, but take a look at this Bitcoin chart, man. I mean, this is insane. I mean, the Bitcoin chart is almost just as crazy as everything else going on. Look at this. Just what a crazy trend. What an insane trend Bitcoin stuck in. Bouncing off 60 a little here. We really want to see Bitcoin still make this big move upward. I mean, we've been waiting on this for a while now. How long have we been trapped in here? 218 days, 220 days, just trading sideways. Incredible. It was not expecting Bitcoin to do this weird flag. I've never seen Bitcoin make a movement like this before. And it goes back to something I've said, like, you could, yeah, I mean, I'm not a big fan of like the bull flag and bulls, like all those things that much. They could very well play out, but from my understanding, like it's kind of like a lot of people like to call it after the fact. Oh, here, that's my issue. I gotta flip back to, there we go. Very interesting on the Bitcoin price chart. I wonder what XRP to Bitcoin's looking like. This one actually probably isn't looking as bad as many people would probably think. I'm very curious what XRP to Bitcoin looks like. I don't think it's going to look that bad. Yeah, it's really not that bad because even though we did get this big sell-off, Bitcoin's been selling off too. So nothing that low. We're still well off the bottom here on XRP to Bitcoin. So nothing overly problematic here. And I still think things look all right because Bitcoin sold off so much. So that, yeah, that's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. Maybe we see some relief, but I'm confident we are seeing low 50s, even if we rip to the 40s before we are in full bull mode. Appreciate that. Gift by Chadwick. Chadwick, we appreciate that, man. We appreciate that, Chadwick. You're the new highest person on the list right now. Chadwick with a gifted membership. Thank you so much. And True caught it. Love seeing True catch a membership, man. True's been here. He's an OG. I can always tell when someone's an OG when they're a moderator because I haven't added moderators in a very long time. So if you're a moderator, you're an OG. And part of the thing that's so great about this community is I've had no need to add moderators because everyone's just so incredible here. It's something very special about this community. I don't know how we got so lucky, but that's just the way it is here. We haven't really had a need for moderators. I mean, maybe it's just because we're being held back so much by YouTube that the only people who find these streams are people specifically looking for these streams. I actually think there's a high chance that that is the case. Daniel, good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. Always great to see you. Fight keeps going, Daniel, but we appreciate you being here, and I think we'll be on the other side of this sooner than later. All right, we finished up. We got 1,844 people here. And I actually think that number might be a little wrong. I think it's actually a little higher than that because I have 1,500 on X alone, and then another probably 600-ish So we're probably closer to 2,000-ish people in the stream, which is incredible. All right, guys, I'm going to call it here. I have some stuff I have to get to. You guys are all absolutely incredible. We're going to be talking a bit more in depth about the case later tonight. Guys, super cool to see everyone so high-spirited here. I know obviously what we heard last night was not exciting news by any means, but I don't think it changes anything in the long run. Most of the attorneys coming out right now are literally coming out and saying, this is a bad move by the SEC. They will lose again. It's just a matter of time. There's a lot of things that could happen before that actually happens in terms of actually ending this case early. So massive shout out to everyone here. Pat yourself on the back. The mental game by the XRP community will be second to none. And it's just going to